Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Einstein Analytics, create and distribute apps using templates. So this session is about Einstein Analytics. A quick show of hands, who's used Einstein Analytics or worked with it? Okay, a few people, good to know. Before we get started, our forward-looking statements. You'll see this a few times. Don't make any purchase decisions based upon future features we may talk about today. Make your decisions based upon features that are generally available today. My name is John Hogan. I'm a technical evangelist, and I am joined by my colleague.
I'm Liz Brooks. I'm also on the technical evangelist team. So as John mentioned, today we're going to be talking about Einstein Analytics templates. And this is how you are going to streamline the deployment of your apps to different environments, and also how you're going to distribute Einstein Analytics apps on the App Exchange. So what's in it for you? We really value and appreciate your time here, so we want to make sure that you guys leave really getting something out of this and learning a lot about Einstein Analytics and what you can do with it. So again, this is how you're going to distribute your applications on the App Exchange. It's going to give you the flexibility to configure these applications and have your end customers figure them as well. You're going to have a step-by-step wizard that you as a partner can basically customize and allow your end customers to have a lot of flexibility, a little flexibility to customize it based on what their needs are. We're going to hopefully leave you with tools and resources to get started. So we have a quick 20-minute session, but we want to make sure that you guys feel confident to get going after this as well. And then we want you to leave with an understanding of what templates are, what files they include, and what you can really do with them. So again, our agenda, basically our goal is to educate you all on templates, and so you will leave here knowing what you can gain if you're using them. So to do that, we're going to start with a basic introduction to Einstein Analytics, previously Wave, go over templates, and we'll have a demo as well, and then leave you with some next steps to get started. So we hope you kind of have a basic understanding of Wave Analytics or Einstein Analytics. A name change. It's all the same technology, but some of the endpoints or APIs still might say Wave. But this is native. It's native on Salesforce, so you're getting directly into the data on the Salesforce platform. It's also intelligent. So here I know Einstein's a big theme right now. So Einstein Analytics, you have that intelligence built directly in. It's fast, it's quick, so you're able to do things right on the fly and automate and make decisions quicker. And then lastly, it's mobile. So I know we're all here at a conference. We're not always at our desk. So with Einstein Analytics, you can be able to use it wherever you are. So it's mobile, so you can do it from iPhone, Android, iPad, wherever you are. So now John's going to take us through a walkthrough of our first demo.
Cool, thanks, Liz. So Einstein Analytics, like Liz mentioned, was something called Wave initially. We moved on to Analytics Cloud. But we've also come out with something called Sales Analytics, Service Analytics. So within our analytics ecosystem, if you will, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. So I'm going to take a look. I'm going to go ahead into Einstein Analytics. Analytics Studio. And then let's take a quick look at the Einstein Sales Analytics app. So just to give you a sense, for those of you who may not seen it, an analytics app consists of a bunch of basically a bunch of pieces of metadata. We'll talk about that briefly. But the Sales Analytics app, really nice application. This dashboard gives me a view into all of the other dashboards that are in the application. Let's take a quick look at the sales rep whitespace, for example. With this application, we can see the spots. Right, the white spaces where across all of these different products, these customers are showing up as dots within this graph, this bubble graph. So I can click on certain things if I want to look at Canada, if I want to look at Denmark, right? So I can move around and take a look at different aspects of the application directly with the graphs themselves, or I can choose different industries, right? Or break it down by product family, et cetera, et cetera. So what's really cool about Einstein Analytics is that it is part of the Salesforce platform. So when I take a look at an opportunity here within this matrix, there's all of these standard activities that I can do within Salesforce, like log a call, do a new task, new case. I could even post right to Chatter as well. So this is a quick overview of the application of Sales Analytics. So it's really cool. What I really loved about Sales Analytics is that within the Analytics Studio, when I go to create an app, see there's these options here that are giving me a quick start. So I'm going to click on Sales Analytics and get going here. So I'm going to create a brand new app. It's checking a couple things about my org. So this is where it gets really cool. When I take a look at building an application, I have, again, this quick start, and I can decide which aspects of the org or which data I'm going to include. For example, I can include or not include products and cases, so I'm going to include them both. So you notice here, this is step 4 of 9. So here's a wizard. So with this wizard, the wizard can walk me through all of the different ways that I can sort of shape my application once it gets created. So I'm going to say it looks good next, right? I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can see for each one of these is giving me some options. So I found out that these types of applications were put together with Einstein analytics templates. And Liz is going to tell us a little bit more about them.
Thanks, John. So yeah, picking up from where John left off. So how do templates really work? So if you have your IP, and you're going to take the data and kind of put it together how you want it to be visualized. But each end customer might have specific needs. So you start with either your lenses, your data, your dashboards, whatever it might be. That's your IP, and this will all be into a folder, and this creates the app template. So once you have the template, you'll package that up, and your end customers are going to get to the wizard. The wizard's really great. Again, you can customize it as much or as little as you want. Your end customers will then be able to select certain options depending on what their needs are. And then this is going to generate the custom apps. And one thing to note, these are upgradable and they're very customizable. So after you've deployed the first version, you're able to go back and add more to that application as well. So you're able to constantly innovate and distribute new versions of your application. So that's kind of the end-to-end process of what John just showed us in the demo.
OK, cool. Thanks, Liz. So let's jump in and take a look at how we actually build an analytics template. So this is going to get a little technical, but that's OK, right? Because this is Trailhead DX. So I'm in my Einstein Analytics Studio, and here's this application that I created. It's called the Quadruple A, or the Awesome Account Analysis application, which it's awesome, right? So it includes things like dashboards. We're all familiar with what dashboards are about. Conceptually, lenses, right? Oops, sorry about that. So it has these pieces of metadata, right, within the application itself. So what's really important about analytics is this concept of data, right? So you build data through something called a data flow. And that data flow builds data sets. And as you would imagine, everything hinges off of the data sets. So here I am. I started my data flow for my specific app. It is running. It's successful. So now when I go back to my application and I run my app, now we see it. So here's my quadruple A app. So I can do things like we saw before. I can click directly within the charts. If I want to take a look at partners in India, for example, I can see how these are, what the account sources are. Again, I have my matrix here where I can perform actions. Here's a box chart. I can switch over to Japan, right? So I think this is pretty awesome. So within analytics, we saw before, when I go to create an application, I have the option of choosing different templates here. So these are essentially, these are Einstein Analytics templates. So sales analytics, we saw what that looks like. But what if I wanted to have my application included within that list there? So we're actually, like I said, this is going to get a little bit technical. So hold on. We're going to go into Workbench. So the first thing that I'm going to need is the actual ID of my application. So we mentioned before, there's some vestigial things within the API, still called Wave. And applications are known as folders. So I'm going to go and grab the ID of my application. And we're going to need to do a little bit through the REST API. We're going to need to actually go to the templates resource. And we can take a look there. There's my quadruple A is not there. But what we're going to need to do is post that to that endpoint, to the template's endpoint, in order to create the template. There's my request body with a little luck. Cool, looks pretty good. So I'm going to go back up. Wave. Templates. And looking pretty good. So that's what I wanted to create. But what does it look like within the application now? So cool. When I go to, whoop. When I go to create an app, it is not there. So let me go back and try that again. Okay. There we go. So there's my quadruple A. So when I have that template created, all I need to do is do a simple post to that endpoint. This is the way it is currently right now. On the roadmap, there may be some declarative tools or some other tools that can be used. So I'm not going to go ahead and actually create the application itself. But let's say, for example, we saw with sales analytics. What if I wanted to change some aspects or give folks an opportunity to change some aspects of this dashboard on the fly? For example, I wanted to give them the opportunity to change the way they look at this chart, or this is not a great name, right? We want to be able to provide them an opportunity to name the dashboard something different. So we're going to need to actually go into Eclipse, and we're going to take a look at what the Wave template bundle looks like. So the Wave template bundle here, for those of you that worked with metadata, again, this is the process as it is today. I'm going to need to go and grab the new Wave template bundle resource. So I'm adding it to my package XML. And I'm going to refresh from the server. Right, and that's not going to show up. So let's take a look here. Yeah, sorry about that. Workbench went wiggy on me, of course. Couldn't get it. Couldn't get the start. So with this application, again, if we want to go through, we want to create a wizard. We're going to need to work through Eclipse. So Eclipse, for those of you not aware, is the IDE for Salesforce. So Salesforce Einstein Analytics, it actually has a ton of JSON files. So there's opportunities for you to modify that wizard through JSON files, which unfortunately we're not going to be able to take a look at today. But again, same concept, creating an app. For example, sales analytics. Looks good. Next. Right. So it gives me the same opportunity to create those applications from the templates that I've created through the back end. Okay, I think we need to move on. So let's talk quickly about the template process itself. So the first thing that we're going to do is create the master application. That's that dashboard that we created, my quadruple A app. The second thing is that we're going to create the template. So we're going to take that template, that folder ID, and post it to the endpoint to create the template. So we're going to modify JSON files within the IDE, within Eclipse, in order to create those aspects of the wizard. And then we can package and distribute. So we'll take a quick look at that in a moment as well. So some considerations and best practices. Have a namespace when you're developing an application. One master app per template. So create one master application, one template from that. Include, just common sense, at least one dashboard and data set per app. And customers see template versions when they're updated. We didn't take a look at that, but there's a way to actually update the templates as well, version them. And then use templates for distributing apps. For those of you that are partners, right, you're going to want to just package your application and distribute it that way. And if an app uses a data set on Salesforce, a separate data flow is created. So you should actually create a separate data flow that we took a look at in order to create something distinct, right, that's going to produce that data set that you could build all of your assets off of. So I mentioned packaging. Let's just take a quick look at packaging. Within my application here, so I'm sorry, within my org, I'm going to go to Package Manager. Let's do a new package. And then the metadata that I can add. You'll see here now that there is analytics application, dashboard, data flow, data set, and analytics template. So for those of you that want to package all of those aspects of your application on analytics, all you need to do is include the template. And that's it. So, and just to sort of contrast, right, if I went through and I created, if I wanted to add an analytics application, wanted to add my quadruple A to a package, right? So it's showing you all of the different aspects of the application that are being packaged with the template itself, but you don't need to include them. So again, just package the template, and that's all you need to do. Okay.
So as I mentioned at the beginning, we wanted to leave you guys with some resources to get started. So there's a lot of great groups out there on the partner community, so we suggest joining that if you're not already a part of it. These are monitored by our team, the technical evangelist team, and some of the product managers as well. So if you have questions or want to see resources, those are a great place. There's also a specific Trailhead module on analytics templates. So there's basic ones on analytics if you're not as familiar, but then specific ones on templates as well. And then there's developer guides, again, both on Einstein Analytics and Einstein Analytics templates. So those are really great places to go and get started and really learn more and kind of dive into development. And then also tonight, if anyone is in town, there is a happy hour at 21st Amendment Brewery, and this is for Einstein Analytics specifically. So you'll have access to different product managers, other Einstein Analytics fans, and it's a chance to really meet the product teams, which is an awesome opportunity while you're here. And it's a great venue as well. So that's, if anyone's interested, that's tonight, 6 to 8 at 21st Amendment Brewery. We thank you for your time and hope you guys all learned something today. And have a great Trailhead DX.